Is it possible to have one device and have it meet the needs of everyone? Stay tuned, because tonight on the Vapor Chronicles, we're going to take a look at Joyetech's new eGo ONE. Hey everybody, and Happy New Year, and welcome back to this edition of the Vapor Chronicles. We are 2 days into the new year, and I am already flooded with a whole bunch of new products. But the first device of the year that I'm going to take a look at is from Joyetech. It is called the eGo ONE. I hadn't really heard much about it until I got an email from Joyetech asking me if I wanted to do this review. Of course I said yes. It then piqued my interest, and I started to do a little bit of research. Just look at the device, for its small size and the specs. It might not even be on your radar, but you're going to be in for a real treat tonight. It's something really special. Let's talk about what it is. I believe that Joyetech made an awesome decision when designing this product. They took one step backwards. This is a mechanical device, okay? This is a mechanical device, but with safety built in and simplicity built in a device like this. Now, the cool thing is that you're just going to turn it on and off by hitting the button 5 times. So it's simple. You don't have to adjust anything. You don't have to turn the watts up, the volts up. You don't have to learn anything. Safety, to worry about taking batteries out and charging them. It has pass-through built in, so you can vape and charge. It has a 15-second cutoff for the fire button, which is on the top. It has low voltage protection. It has short circuit protection. All the things you would want. It has adjustable airflow. It has on and off switch. It has a battery warning indicator. It's refillable, and also the tank that comes with it, because this is sort of a package deal. They go together. The tank that's on top of this device is sub-ohm. It comes 0.5 ohm, and it also comes with a 1 ohm coil. 2 coils, 2 drip tips, 1 drip tip for the 0.5, which is the glass, and 1 drip tip for the 1 ohm, which is the smaller stainless steel that comes in your kit, and we'll show that when I go on the up close. The airflow can be closed off for a mouth to lung. It can be open wide open for you cloud chasers that want to get a huge vapor production. It wicks well. I have not had any dry hits. So let's vape this for a second before we go up close, because it's just really something special. This thing will throw incredible amounts of vapor. It's so smooth. Now, you might hear the 2 airflow openings. When it's wide open, it does whistle a little bit. It is a wet, flavorful, saturated, airy, lung-hitting, beautiful draw from this little tiny, inconspicuous, simple device with pre-made coils that you don't even have to wrap yourself. It is a true vapor's dream. It's an awesome device. So with the airflow wide open, if I don't pull as hard like I'm doing a victory pull, it's really amazing. So let's jump in. Let's go up close. Let's take a look. We'll see what this thing's made of. Okay? Let's zoom in. Let's just jump through this unboxing very quickly. eGo ONE. It says the one device for everyone. Joyetech logo. I see here on the back it says it's going to be available in black also. It also comes with a 1.8 milliliter tank or a 2.5 milliliter tank, and an 1100 milliamp hour or 2200 milliamp hour battery. So there's an extra large or XL kit, and then there's also a standard kit. We're going to review the standard kit today. Now this is the package that came. I'm not sure if this is going to be the final package since this is a prototype version. So here's the device. And let's take it out of here. Now, I didn't receive any warranty cards or anything. Like I said, this is a prototype. This is not a representation of the final package as it will ship, but this is a pre-release prototype. So in this package, you have your additional coil head, and they also give you a glass drip tip on top of the original drip tip, which is the stainless steel. So here's the drip tip. Now this drip tip is Delrin on the inside of the stainless steel, and it's stainless steel on the outside. Okay, so that's the one drip tip, and then you have your glass one here. And you also have your USB charger for the wall and your charging cable. This is the US spec version, so if you're in Europe, you might have a different charger. Plug it in here, and I'd say the length is about 3 feet for the charging cable. To charge the Joyetech eGo ONE, you just take your micro USB, plug it into the bottom of the device. It'll snap in. It can stand up and charge at the same time. Okay, so there it's standing on its own and it's charging. And there's a little tiny red light on the bottom of the device. Let me plug this in and show you. See that little red light? That'll stay lit until it's fully charged, and once it's fully charged, that light 5 seconds later will go out. So you don't have to worry about not knowing when it's charging. Okay, so that'll stay lit. Now let's take a look at the outside of the device. Okay. So I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to post the specs on the screen for the device size and all the different little ins and outs of the device real quick. So here it is. Okay, now that you've seen the specs, the airflow adjustment is right here at the bottom. Inside this little slit right here, you can see the tank and you can see your tank capacity, so you'll know when your juice is running low. So there are 3 openings surrounding the unit. You also have your airflow on this side and your airflow on this side, and to have a tighter draw you just spin this way and that'll close off the draw, and spin this way to open it all the way. It doesn't feel loose, but it's not hard to turn, so it's a very satisfactory, nice, smooth, but with a nice amount of resistance set in here. On the side of the device you have your eGo ONE branding. At the bottom on the stainless steel battery, your little light for charging, your micro USB port, Joyetech logo. This is your firing button. This also lets you know there's a light behind it that will flash depending on the battery amounts that you have left. So if you have 60 to 90%, let me just turn this on real quick. To turn it on, you just press 5 times. And you'll see there's a little light that flashes. It's easier to see in real life. There's a light here, so it's sort of blocking it, but there is a blue light behind there. Now when you fire, it'll stay lit after you fire, and that means it's between 60 to 90% charged. When it starts to flash slowly, it's 30 to 59%. When it moderately flashes, it's 10 to 29% battery life left. And when it flashes very fast, it's 0 to 9%, and that means it's time to charge. Charging time was very quick. It took like an hour to fully charge this from dead. So due to the 1100 milliamp hour battery capacity on this small unit, the battery is very fast charging. You can pass through vape on this also, so it's not a problem, I don't think. All right. Once again, the drip tip is nice and firm. There's no rattle, there's no movement. Everything is very well built. It feels solid, it feels light, but strong. So if it was to drop on the floor, it would be protected from shattering, but you can see your juice capacity. And there's some nice threads in the tank so you can adjust the airflow ring. Okay, so to turn it off, you just hit it 5 times, it'll flash and then it turns off, so it's not going to fire. Now there is a 15-second cutoff, so if it fired in your pocket, you forgot to turn it off, it does have that protection built in. It also has a low voltage protection, it has short circuit protection. It also comes with 2 coils, which we'll take a look at in a minute when I take it apart. The battery itself, let's take the tank off here. You just turn it counterclockwise and it comes off. And you can see you have your copper firing pin. I can't really tell if it's spring-loaded, but since this device is made for this other device and I've had no connection issues, I don't think it really matters. But there it is. And this doesn't feel spring-loaded either, but it could be. It's just tight, but I don't really think it matters for this device because you're not going to use these with other. You could probably use these with other devices, but I have not, nor will I during this review. I'll let other people play around with that when the time comes because this works really well as a cohesive unit. Now on the bottom of the battery, you can see there's venting for the battery for protection, and there's an eGo ONE, a little emblem, and Joyetech. So there you go, there's the battery. Let's take the tank apart. So we're going to take the drip tip off, and let's unscrew this. Now when you go to unscrew the bottom, you're going to need to turn the airflow off just because that's the way you unscrew. So you're going to go counterclockwise. And here you go. Similar to other tanks you've seen, the only difference really is there's not really much of a chimney. It's a very, very wide open top. The chimney's not very narrow. And the juice, where you put the juice in around the outside of that ring on the inside. Here, hold on one sec. When you fill the device, you're going to want to fill around this on the outside of this and fill it up inside there. So let's look inside here. It's a 1.8 milliliter juice capacity. And it looks like the glass is only covering the window, which is really interesting. Yep, the glass is only covering the window. So that's great for safety. Now, if that glass breaks, then you're in trouble, but there's the tank. Okay, so the coil that we're going to look at first is the 0.5 ohm coil. let's unscrew this. Just unscrew. And there's the bottom here. So here's your coil. I'm not really sure what type of filler or what type of wicking this uses. It looks like organic cotton, but I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. I don't have that information at this point. This is a 0.5 ohm coil. There's your juice openings. So it looks like there's 4 of them around the unit. And this is where the airflow is from the bottom. Let's see if we can get some light in here to take a closer look at what's going on. I'm not really sure what kind of magic they have going on in here, but that is everything. Okay, so that's the 1.5 ohm coil. Maybe in another video I'll break that apart and we'll take a look inside to get a closer look. Let's screw this back in. And I always recommend having paper towels. They're like a lifesaver when it comes to working with devices. All right, so let's fill the device. It's real easy to fill. You just have your tank here. Now the juice that I'm going to be filling with tonight is a 80 VG 20 PG juice from quithatgrit.com. This was a custom blend made. It's a blueberry cotton candy cheesecake. Sounds interesting, but my friend John at quithatgrit.com said he made it for a customer as a custom order, and he decided to make it for me. And I was vaping it earlier today, and it's absolutely delicious. So I love those custom blends. So let's fill this up. 1.8 milliliters. I have about 2 milliliters in here. Now, what you want to do when you're filling this is definitely get a blunt tip syringe. If you're going to try to use your dripper, it's going to go all over the place. It's going to get in the center, and you're going to end up getting juice in your mouth. You can see the juice is right up to that little rim there, and make sure it's not overflowing. All right. Once the juice is in, make sure your coil's nice and snug. And take your coil. I do recommend putting a few drops of juice into the coil. I've already vaped on this, so I don't have to do it, but put a couple drops right in the middle here, let it sit, and make sure that the little wicking holes on the side here, the 4 of them, make sure you see them saturated, and then put it in to the tank. Turn it clockwise until it's snug, and put your drip tip back on, screw it to the device, and there she goes. Okay, and then just adjust your airflow as your preference. Let's take a size comparison for a minute, because I don't think you're going to be able to appreciate how small this device is until I compare it to something else. So there's your size comparison. This is like David and Goliath. Tiny little portable stealthy mod. We compare it to the Aspire carbon fiber sub. Now when I get the extra large version of this, I'll compare it to this also. But as you can see, let's compare it to something else. Here we have an eLeaf eye stick with no tank. Let's put a tank on the eye stick. So here we have an eye stick. So it's very, very, very small considering this is everything included. IPV Mini with no tank. Now, if you really want to be fair, you would actually take off the tank and you would have it with just the battery. It can hang out on top of here and just play. It's so small. So there you have it. I think that's enough. You guys get the purpose of that. It's to show you how small this little device is. But does it vape well? Well, let's find out. So let's zoom out and let's take it for a nice healthy vape, and I'll give you my final words and analysis. All right, guys, stay tuned. So there haven't been a lot of reviews on this product. It's not even out yet, and it's coming out mid-January to late January, and these are all estimates because I don't have firm release dates yet. But I'd like to thank Spin Fuel. They had a really, really well written and well videoed review of this device before, I think it came out 3 days ago. And, you know, I'm going to be honest, a lot of us reviewers also watch other reviews to sort of give us an upper hand to know what things to look out for, because, you know, it's always scary when I review a device because I want to get the review out as quick as possible for my viewers. But at the same time, unless you've used the device day after day, week after week, it's very hard to get all the little details down so that I have it memorized to give you this information. So if I wait too long, you guys have already seen 50 reviews and you're not interested in watching it. If I get it out too quick, I might miss something and then look stupid in the future because some other reviewer who watched my review and watched other reviews knows some information that I didn't know. With that said, Spin Fuel, thank you very much for your review because it was well done, and I'll put a link below to get to your review so you folks can watch that also. The pricing information that I received was from a web page that is already doing pre-order. So these are estimates. The device is going to be available with, you can buy the tanks by themselves. They're going to come in a 1.8 milliliter tank or a 2.5 milliliter tank, and they're going to be around 25 bucks-ish range for the tanks. The batteries will also be sold individually, and the eGo ONE XL, which is 2200 milliamps, which that's not this one. It's going to be around $40 for the battery. This battery, the 1100 milliamp hour battery, is going to be around $35. And you can get the starter kit for the XL, which is the 2.5 milliliter tank, battery, charger, extra coil, 2 drip tips, and everything included. It's going to be around $70 for the kit. And the 1100 milliamp hour kit with the 1.8 milliliter the 1100 milliamp hour battery with the 1.8 milliliter tank, it's a lot of information, will be about $65. So $65 for the smaller, $70 for the larger, estimates once again, and it should be mid to late January availability. They also will come in black, which I can't wait to get my hands on. I'm going to get an XL in black and I'll have a smaller one in silver. It'll be the perfect 1-2 punch. You can also get spare atomizer heads in the 0.5 and 1 ohm in 5 packs, and they're going to be around, you know, $17 to $20 for a 5 pack of the replaceable coils. I cannot tell you guys yet how the coils hold up. Okay, I haven't taken them apart yet. I've only vaped on this for 2 days now, so I just don't have that information. So I'll do an update later and let you know how it's been holding up. Okay. The only real negative about the device that I see is that the filling is difficult. It's not a fault per se. It's just, I recommend getting a blunt tip syringe. If you search Google, you can find blunt tip. Don't get the sharp syringes for giving yourself injections because you'll stab yourself. Get a blunt tip, maybe a 5 milliliter syringe or 10 milliliter syringe, and it'll make filling this a breeze, okay? I've ran 80 VG, 20 PG, and I've also run 50-50, and everything has flown through this perfectly. The flavor is outstanding. And when I say outstanding, I mean it is sub-tank good flavor. It's, you know, just a phenomenal, tasty. It's just amazing. And I'm not even pulling hard, and it's just vapor, vapor, vapor all day long. Okay, so let's do this. Let's pause for a minute. I'm gonna pop the 1 ohm coil in here for the, you know, the people that want mouth to lung, maybe somebody that just quit smoking and they wanna get that sensation of puffing and then inhaling. And let's see how it vapes. Okay, I'll put the other drip tip on and I'll be right back. Now we have the airflow open just a little bit. The 1 ohm mouth to lung coil in the device, it's primed, it's ready to vape. Real quick, the fire button is beautifully placed. It's clicky and it has a nice responsiveness to it. I just turned off the device. It's in a great position, and you know, this device is what I like to call, and my subscribers already know this, a fister. And a fister is a device that can fit in your fist, right? And this is one of those. So if you like tiny stealthy vapes like me, holy crap, we're in heaven. It's like I called out to the vaping gods and they said, yes, here's your device. And this is another one to add to my ever-growing collection. You know, 2014 was like the beginning of the stealthy, powerful vape invasion. And I think 2015, it's like, we're gonna get small, but we're gonna give you power, we're gonna give you vapor, we're gonna give you flavor, we're gonna give you reliability, we're gonna give you simplicity. All the things I was calling for all along. And obviously the masses have spoken. This is what we want. We don't want big, clunky, you know, dangerous, you know, super devices. We don't even care, okay? We want vapor production that satisfies, we want flavor, and this is the type of device that I'm talking about, okay? So let's do a mouth to lung. So it's got great vapor production for mouth to lung. A nice draw. Let's open the air up a little bit, halfway. Now, you're not going to get the vapor production you're going to get with the 0.5 ohm coil. You're just not. This is going to be more for the beginners or for the people that want to mimic the feel and pull of a cigarette. Okay, let's open it all the way though and see what this 1 ohm coil can do if we try to do a half mouth, half lung. It's great. Okay, so let's do a comparison. Aspire, carbon fiber sub-ohm, Atlantis tank, vapor production. This little fella. Okay, let's do the sub-ohm first. Let's have a sip of coffee. I love coffee and a vape. It's like perfect. It's especially on a Friday, even though this week we had a holiday. I did work all day today, so it's always nice to relax. Okay, carbon fiber sub-boom. Airflow all the way open. Nice clouds, great flavor. And the Joyetech eGo ONE. I think we have a winner. More flavor, definitely, but more vapor. Is all my subscribers' minds just blowing up right now, seeing what I'm seeing? I mean, this is like out of nowhere, just getting sucker punched with an amazing product. It's really just, ugh. Let's go back. It's not nearly as dense. It's not nearly as thick and flavorful. So David definitely beats Goliath in this matchup. Lastly, sometime before the end of the weekend when I can finish this, Joyetech has another product, and I've already taken a vape on it, and it is the new Delta 2 tank. This is a rebuildable atomizer tank, and also it has coils that come pre-built with it, sort of like the sub-tank, but the coils have a juice flow adjustment on them, and it's a 0.5 ohm coil, but it goes all the way up to 50 watts. This is a little preview, but I have my, let's see, I have my IPv2S set to 50 watts right now. It's primed and ready, airflow's open. Let's take this for a vape just as a little preview. The video will be up soon, by the way, the review. Gets even better. Stay tuned. We're going to take this for a review. Thank you for watching the Vapor Chronicles. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. In the coming weeks, we have the new iStick 30 watt coming out. They're already mailing that to me. We have a whole bunch of other tanks and you know, mechanicals, RBAs, RTAs, pre-built tanks, you name it, we have it. I even have some extra tips and tricks and helpful hints that I give. The channel's growing. I love vaping. I love helping you guys find the best, most amazing vapes that you can find out there on the market. I'm always going to be honest and straightforward with you, and I look forward to seeing you again on the Vapor Chronicles. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.